Hey, what's happening? I'm Coach Ryan Family. I'm out here in the VIPAR pit. Man, the Instagram and internet influencers are gonna hate me over this video, but I gotta speak the truth to you. A lot of you guys are looking for good, honest information, and I wanna present that to you. Can you hack or biohack your metabolism? And the short answer is no, you cannot. So you can just stop the video right there, cut, move on to the next one. Your question is answered. You can't biohack your metabolism. Yes, there are some things you can do that can influence certain aspects of your metabolism, but there's always going to be some type of compensatory regulation that kind of counteracts what you try to do. So it's really, really hard to make big, meaningful changes to your metabolic rate. We're going to talk a little bit about the components that make up metabolism and why all these little interventions that you often hear of won't make that much of a difference. I'm also going to give you just a couple simple tips to have the most healthy and most robust metabolism that you can possibly have. So first of all, we're going to talk about the different facets, the different things that make up your total daily energy expenditure. This is how many calories you expend in a given day. And we know that if you want to lose weight and lose body fat, you need to enter a calorie deficit. So you have to eat fewer calories than you expend. So your total daily energy expenditure, your TDEE, is an important number because you'll need to eat a little bit less than that to initiate fat loss, okay? So first and foremost, the biggest factor, and actually before I continue to go on, I'm gonna give you some numbers here, and it's gonna be based off the average standard American diet of 2,000 calories per day, just for simplicity's sake. Some of you may need to eat less than that. Some of you are probably gonna need a lot more than that. So these numbers are just for reference based off a 2,000 calorie per day metabolism, let's say. So the first and largest component to your metabolism is what's known as BMR, that's your basal metabolic rate. This is the amount of energy you need just to stay alive at rest. Your heart needs calories to pump. Your liver needs calories to flush toxins. Your kidneys need calories to filter blood and urine. So all of these processes account for roughly 55 to 70% of your daily caloric output. That is a massive, massive number. In the context of someone that's eating 2,000 calories per day or whose total expenditure is 2,000 calories per day, that's around 1,100 to 1,400 calories. And that is, again, that has nothing to do with exercise or movement. That is literally just to keep you alive, all right? What can you do to influence BMR? Not a whole heck of a lot. Increasing your lean body mass will increase your basal metabolic rate. So me at 250 pounds, I'm gonna have a bigger BMR than someone who's maybe 120 pounds, okay? I've got more muscle mass, my organs are possibly larger, so it's gonna take more calories to keep me alive than it's gonna take to keep a smaller person alive, okay? So resistance training with weights in order to build lean muscle is one good way that you can have an impact, albeit a slight one, on your basal metabolic rate, okay? But that is the biggest chunk of your metabolism, and you can't hack it or do anything about it, okay? The next one is called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and this accounts for between 20 to 30% of your daily calorie burn, or around 400 to 600 calories in that hypothetical 2,000 calorie scenario. NEAT is nothing more than movement that is not formal exercise. So fidgeting, tapping your pen on a desk while you're in a boring meeting, walking up and down the stairs, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, parking far away from the store to walk in as opposed to trying to park as close as possible. This is just movement about your day, being on your feet all day. So a construction worker has a lot more NEAT in their day, and that number could punch even higher than 30% for someone that's in manual labor because their whole day is movement. A very busy ER physician, I've got friends that are ER docs, and it's not uncommon for some of those people to get 20 to 25,000 steps in a single shift. So this is things, it's not formal planned exercise. This isn't going to the gym. This is just what you do. Now, some people will, a lot of research is coming out with the 10,000 daily steps. This is where that NEAT factors in. 10,000 steps per day tends to be, people are going to be leaner and healthier when they get that much daily NEAT. Now here's the thing, here's the interesting thing that happens, and this is one of those self-regulatory mechanisms that comes in. Let's say you decide you want to just get shredded in a week, and so you do this super crazy low-calorie diet. You're like, I'm only gonna eat 400 calories per day. I'm gonna literally starve myself so that I can get leaner. Well, what does the body do? In an effort to compensate, you will automatically reduce your NEAT. This is unavoidable. When you take calories super low, you naturally will fidget less, you become functionally lazy, okay? You will move less, you fidget less, you tap your foot less, all facets of basic daily movement, you do less when you enter a severe calorie deficit. So that's one reason why hacking your calories super low doesn't hack your metabolism. Your body makes up for it by making you move less, making you more lazy, okay? But this is an important component. So this is one of those things, I used to scoff at the advice of people, park far away from the store so you have to walk further and burn more calories. I used to scoff at that, thinking, oh, it doesn't matter as much as a hard workout in the gym, but if you think about it, the gym is 1 hour a day, okay? You have 23 other hours a day where moving a little bit within those other 23 hours is going to have a much bigger impact on your total metabolic output. So I used to scoff at advice like that. Now I encourage people to move as much as possible. When you have the opportunity to stand instead of sitting. When you have the opportunity to walk instead of riding, you should walk. Just take the stairs instead of the elevator. Basic things, okay? Taking conference calls while standing up and pacing around the office as opposed to seated at a desk. Another option, okay? So again, this hypothetical 2,000 calorie daily output, we're looking at 400 to 600 calories of output just from basic movement. Next one is digestion, or the thermic effect of food. It requires calories just to digest food and assimilate it out to your cells. So this accounts for 10 to 20% of your daily calorie burn, or 200 to 400 calories per day. The one thing that I will tell you where you can have a positive influence on your metabolism is by ensuring a very, very large daily protein intake. Protein has the highest thermic effect, so it means you burn the most calories just digesting protein. Think about it, it makes sense. Compare eating a big, thick steak to drinking apple juice, for example. The apple juice is already in sugar form, it gets absorbed in the GI tract, sent to the cells. The steak, you have to work to break that tissue down before you can break it into its amino acids and peptides and deliver it to the cell. So high protein diet is a great way to influence digestion. And then here's the disappointing part. This is the sad news for everybody. Exercise only accounts for about 5 to 10% of your total daily energy expenditure, or 100 to 200 calories in our hypothetical 2,000 calorie per day energy expenditure person. Now I already know what you're saying, and I'm gonna stop you right there. You're gonna try to tell me, well, my exercise watch told me that I just burned 850 calories in my 30-minute boot camp class. I'm sorry, Sally, no you didn't, all right? Here's the harsh reality. Exercise watches, heart rate monitors, those are just estimates of calorie outputs. And when compared to what you find in an exercise science lab where you have someone hooked up to an oxygen cart where you are actually measuring calorie burn, is that the watches and heart rate monitors dramatically overestimate how many calories you burn. If you really want to experience in humility and to humble yourself, go to an exercise science lab at a university, get on a metabolic cart, do a treadmill test, and you'll be shocked at how few calories you actually burn. So don't judge your daily output by your watches or your heart rate monitors or anything like that. They tend to be horribly inaccurate. So, and that's just one of the reasons why I don't put much stock in trying to track your exercise as it relates to your food intake, okay? So these are the components that make up your metabolism. Here's why you can't really hack into this. If you over-exercise, okay, let's say you do 6 hours of cardio per day, you will often lose lean body mass. When stress hormones get too high, they become catabolic, you lose lean body mass. Therefore, while this may increase, now your basal metabolic rate goes down because you've lost lean body mass. Let's say you try to starve yourself. When you try to starve yourself, you decrease your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, so you move less. If you take your calories too low, you don't get the impact of the thermic effect of food. So there's just so many things that if you try to do one thing or try to hack a certain thing, your body will respond by responding in the other direction. So it really doesn't make sense to do that. So what should you do? One, you should resistance train with weights. That should be a cornerstone of any body composition improvement program for the increases in lean body mass and even maintaining lean muscle mass while in a calorie deficit. You should aim to move as much as possible throughout your day, not just formal exercise, but just general movement, being on your feet, walking, taking the stairs, standing a lot, those types of things. Digestion, eat a high protein diet, a high protein whole food diet. Whole foods in there, so for example, even though protein has a really high thermic effect, a piece of steak has a higher thermic effect than, say, a protein shake. A protein shake is kind of already pre-digested a little bit. So eat mostly whole foods to get the advantage of your thermic effect. And then try to do some form of formal exercise at least 6 days a week. This doesn't have to be a full hour. This could be just a 20-minute workout. I like to go at least 3 resistance training sessions per week, and then a couple cardio sessions. We could do many videos on exercise. In fact, I already have in terms of programming, but you should strive to exercise as much as possible while still being able to recover and not offsetting some of these other things. So there you have it. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You cannot hack your metabolic rate. You can't biohack your way to a leaner body. You can just put in the effort to make good progress in these areas, tick the boxes for a healthy lifestyle, and if you hit an appropriate calorie deficit and you train hard enough to maintain or build new lean muscle, you will eventually get to the body composition you're looking for. I'm Coach Ryan Family from the VIPAR Pit. Leave me any comments, questions, concerns below in the comments section. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please hit subscribe below, and I will see you next time.